let me introduce ourselves. My name is Officer Vince Aguirre, and this is my partner, Chuck Moore. We're, would you believe, senior lead officers for Hollywood Division. The homeless outreach here in Hollywood has been going around for about 3 years. It's been a very successful program where we've united Department of Sanitation, our organized outreach organizations here in Hollywood, and the Hollywood Beautification Team, where we actually go out into the community, and on an outreach basis, we actually talk to the homeless people and try to get them the outreach that they need. What we try to do is we give them a flyer to what we call PATH, People Assisting the Homeless. They may not be ready today, they may not be ready tomorrow, but when they are ready, at least they'll be able to reach into their pocket and say, hey, this is a PATH flyer, and I'm going to give them a call.
Hollywood, of course, is a magnet for all kinds of people from around the world. And I think more and more we see people coming here because they want to experience Hollywood and the glamour, and it has just this incredible nostalgia and draw.
Looking at our homeless problem here, people come to Hollywood because it's Hollywood. Where can you go in the civilized world and not have people know where you're talking about when you say Hollywood? They come here by planes, trains, automobiles. They come here to be stars. They still do. They come here because they think it's the streets are paved with gold or whatever, because of the weather and because it's a focal point. It's Hollywood.
We're an English band touring here. We've toured here many times.
Let's get out of the car and I'll explain to you what we're going to be doing. The complaints that we get from everybody regarding the homeless is inundating to our schedule. A lot of times, when you'll notice that as we go through this camp here that's obviously abandoned, there's going to be needles. How's it going, guys? There's going to be needles. We're going to see a lot of drug paraphernalia, a lot of adult material paraphernalia that we see. And if we just pan over here to this side, this is a residential multifamily apartment building. And as you can see, if we have kids playing, they're like a few hundred yards from this camp. The HBT is used here in Hollywood to clean out graffiti, do cleanups on their own. We just started working with HBT where they're actually riding with us as they are now, where we can come into an area and just clean up. Well, Chuck, where to next? DeLongpre Park is one of those parks here in Hollywood that we get numerous complaints about the homeless. Unfortunately, with the police, with the complaints that we get, with all of our cars out on the street that we're trying to manage our homeless problem, the homeless people like to hang out in our city parks.
The parks are there for everybody. So it's not a crime for you and I just to sit in the park and maybe even take a little nap when we go visit the park. That in itself isn't a crime, and nobody would want to be rounded up with their children because they were sitting in the park.
Are you talking to a PR or anything?
We have schools that use our parks. We have moms and kids that come down to the parks all the time, and next thing you know, they're watching homeless people doing their drugs or drinking beer or just being boisterous and loud in the park, and they can't enjoy the place with their kids. How's it going? Everything good? How you doing, sir? How are you? You look very comfortable, very cool.
Theoretically, I think most as well. Maybe 1/4 of homeless are honest. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel. But the other 3/4 do. I know them all.
You know, if you have, say, a middle-aged person on the streets, you can sometimes trace that brokenness back, some really deep emotional hurts early in the developmental life of that person. What happens is that the broken people don't fit in. They get more rejected. They don't have the life skills. And so now I need some way to kill the pain.
It's a good example of narcotic paraphernalia. I wonder what would a homeless person use, or what would somebody here use brand new Brillo pads. And Brillo pads is used, you cut it up and you stuff it in a glass pipe or some kind of pipe, and this is what you use to smoke rock cocaine.
The problem with the homeless, main problem is the drug problem. And hell, all the homeless people I know are all on drugs.
When was the last time you had contact with Street Outreach?
Path for a while. I mean, Path did put me into the wine garden for 6 months.
Oh, so Path put you into placement at the Wine Guard for 6 months? What happened? And unless we catch somebody that's been homeless like a couple days or a couple weeks, yes, they're probably ready to transition into a homeless shelter, transition into getting some type of service. But some of these homeless people that we deal with have been homeless for months and sometimes years, and they've been hardened to the environment that they're in. I mean, they're so used to being homeless, but on top of being used to being homeless, they all of a sudden stop trusting the system, the same system that's trying to help them.
What they really want more than anything else is just to be recognized, valued, and listened to before you give them anything else. They don't want money. They don't want, food. They don't want to make a phone call first. They just want you to know or want you to show them that they're important.
She was a juvenile, sleeping on the street with another homeless person. But by the time we got her, I mean, she was totally just very dirty. She seemed like she's been on the street for a while. And either we scared her because when we came up, I mean, she started crying, or again, that aura about the police department being that evil finger in society that people see us. She totally broke down. But what ended up happening, I ended up talking to her. All she really wanted was to contact home, to get her sister on the line, and to go home. So Chuck and I, we used my cell phone. We called long distance back east. We talked to her sister. Her sister was totally happy to find her. We ended up taking her to a place right here around the corner called the Covenant House, where they actually somehow got them hooked up with some kind of transportation for travel to go home. And you know what? I think when Chuck and I went home that day, we said, you know what? Today was worth it.
Let me explain something. It is not good being homeless. I've been homeless for over 10 years. You know what I mean? It is not good. It's not a good way to live. I'll guarantee it.
If I could give people one admonition more than anything else, the city of LA has said to each of the neighborhoods, we want you to come partner with us, help us understand your community, help us understand your needs, help us to do some problem solving with you.